I'm Anthea from U Nutritional Therapy and welcome to day 3 of the U Nutritional Therapy 7-Day Yoga Challenge. Now today we're going to focus a little bit more on our hamstrings. So these are the muscles down the back of the thighs that can sometimes get quite tight, especially if you're a runner. Before we start, 2 quick reminders. First of all, it's your practice. Work where you feel comfortable. Especially with our forward folds, it really doesn't matter if you can touch your toes or not. Today I'm going to suggest that you have 2 blocks or cushions to hand and also a strap or a belt. Second of all, keep the breath flowing. We want to keep that Ujjayi breath, so breathing in and out through the nose. Again, don't worry too much if you get lost when to inhale or when to exhale. We just don't want you to hold the breath. Just keep it flowing. Okay, so starting sitting in easy cross. As always, you're welcome to prop yourself up on a cushion. Closing the eyes to start, resting the hands on the knees. We'll take a deep inhale through the nose and letting it all out through the mouth. And again. Just starting to connect in with that Ujjayi breath, gently opening the eyes. We'll inhale to lengthen and exhale, gently starting to walk the fingers forward. As you may have guessed, this is one of my favourite ways to warm up in yoga. We'll inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, just walking forwards. Maybe a little bit further. And then inhale, just bringing ourselves back upright. From here, we're going to roll onto our back, coming into happy baby. So knees either side of the torso, just holding the outside of the feet, keeping the feet flexed with the soles pointed towards the ceiling. If it feels comfortable, gently rocking from side to side. And then just releasing that left leg. Now if you've got your strap, I suggest that you grab it and loop it around that right foot. We're just going to hold on with the right hand, pressing that left hand into the hip. Keeping both feet flexed, we can just start to lift the head towards the knee. Just keeping the shoulders and the neck and even the face just nice and relaxed. Remember, work where you feel comfortable, so even if you're holding all the way up there, that's absolutely fine. And then release, taking the head back to the mat. We're going to change sides now. So taking that left leg up, looping the strap around, holding with the left hand, right hand pressed into the hip, both feet flexed, and gently lifting the head towards the knee. Just keeping the upper body relaxed. And then lowering the head back down to the mat, just releasing the strap, hugging the knees into the chest. We're going to roll ourselves up, just briefly coming into easy cross. And then from here, rolling forward into tabletop position. So making sure that the wrists are under the shoulders, knees hip width apart, and just taking a few circles around. And a few circles in the other direction. So from here, we'll tuck the toes underneath, lifting the tailbone, finding our way into downward dog. So remember, you can start with the knees bent and the heels lifted and just gently pedaling the heels down to the mat. Focusing on pressing that chest towards the thighs and keeping the head in line with the rest of the back. So coming to stillness here. Taking the gaze to the top of the mat, we're going to step our feet just outside of the hands, keeping the knees bent and hanging down in ragdoll. I like to hold the opposite elbow here and gently
swaying from side to side. So just allowing the upper body to be heavy, almost like you can feel gravity lengthening and stretching everything out. So just coming back to stillness here, releasing the grip on the elbows, taking a deeper bend in the knees, and very slowly just uncurling all the way up, bringing that head up last, stepping the feet together and coming into Tadasana, keeping that core strong, shoulders rolled back. From here we'll inhale, raising the arms, and exhale, folding forwards. We'll inhale, halfway lift, keeping that back flat, and exhale, taking the hands down, stepping into plank. From here we'll come down to the knees, untucking the toes, lowering the rest of the body, inhaling through Cobra. As we exhale, moving back into Downward Dog, and just holding here for a couple of rounds of breath. Now taking the gaze to the top of the mat, we'll step the feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, coming all the way up, bringing our hands to heart center, opening back to Tadasana. And again, inhaling, arms up. Exhale, folding forwards. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, stepping into plank, coming down to the knees, lowering the rest of the body. We'll inhale through Cobra and exhale into Downward Dog. Holding here for one round of breath. And then we'll inhale to lift that right leg to tripod. So keeping that weight even between the hands. We'll exhale, drawing the knee into the chest and then placing that foot between the hands. From here, just lowering that back knee, untucking the toes. We're going to inhale, reaching up into low lunge. So here we want to make sure that the ankle is just under the knee, reaching up to the ceiling, just relaxing the shoulders so they stay down the back. From here, on each exhale, we can maybe sink the hips down a little further. And on our next inhale, we're just going to bring our body up. Now taking the hands to the hips, we're going to straighten out the front leg and flexing the foot. So really keeping that length coming through the upper body. We're just going to tilt the hips. So we start to lean forward. Now you're probably going to start to feel that down the back of the legs. But we want to keep that upper body straight. So if that feels okay, you could even take a block either side, pressing into them. If you feel yourself starting to hunch over, then just come back up. That's absolutely fine. You can even start to have a little play around with the blocks, maybe adjusting the height. And eventually, only if it feels okay, taking the hands down to the mat. Now from here, we're going to bend back into that front leg. Inhale, reaching up once more. And then we're going to tuck in the back toes. And inhale, lifting up into high lunge. So again, keeping that ankle directly below the knee. The back heel is lifted. Holding here for one more round of breath. And then exhale, taking the hands down. We're going to step back into plank, coming down to the knees, lowering the rest of the body. We'll inhale through Cobra and exhale, moving into Downward Dog. As we inhale, lifting that left leg to tripod. And exhale, drawing the knee into the chest, placing that left foot between the hands, maybe sliding that back foot a little bit, lowering the knee, untucking the toes and inhaling to our low lunge on this side. Just checking that positioning, ankle under the knee, and just reaching up towards the ceiling. inhale, just bringing our body up a little bit higher, taking the hands to the hips, straightening out that front leg and flexing the foot. Just a little tilt in the pelvis there, keeping that length coming through the upper body. So as before, you're welcome to keep the hands on the hips or use your blocks, just wherever it feels comfortable. It's important to remember that each time we come to the mat, it's a little bit different. So what we did yesterday may feel different to what we do today. So have a little play around, just find where it feels good for you. And then bending back into the front leg, reaching up briefly back into low lunge, and then tucking in the back toes. We're going to inhale, lifting up, coming into our high lunge. From here, we'll exhale, taking the hands down, stepping into plank, coming down to the knees, lowering the rest of the body. We'll inhale through cobra and exhale into our downward dog. Now from here, we'll take our gaze to the top of the mat and we're going to come through back into easy cross. Now from here, we'll extend the legs out in front, just grabbing your strap as we prepare for our forward fold. If you are feeling quite tight in the hamstrings, then you may want to prop yourself up on a block just to give you a little bit of height. Otherwise, feel free to use your strap, just looping it around both feet. Now from here, we're going to inhale, reaching up, and then exhale, folding forward. So if you're using your strap, just grabbing hold of it in both hands. We want to keep that back nice and straight, maybe just moving the fleshy parts away from the sit bones. We're going to hold here for a few rounds of breath. Every time we inhale, we're going to think about lengthening through the spine, and then exhale, just giving yourself an opportunity to release and fold. You may start to feel comfortable with taking the hands to the feet. Just work where it feels good for you. Now from here, we're going to inhale, lifting back up. And we're going to move to head to knee pose. So bringing that right foot in towards you, just opening to the side, pressing that foot into the thigh. We're going to keep both feet very flexed. As before, you can loop the strap around the foot. We're going to inhale to lengthen. We'll reach up here and exhale, folding forward. We want to take the chest down the thigh. You can hold onto the strap or maybe holding onto the foot. Just trying to keep that upper body as straight as you can. We'll inhale, halfway lift. We're going to revolve the pose now. So from here, just holding the strap in one hand or taking that left elbow inside the leg. I'll just turn so that you can see. So from here, I'm just going to start to rotate the body. Inhale, reaching up with that right arm, and then exhale, folding over, just looking up underneath towards the ceiling. If it feels okay, you could even reach towards the other side of the foot. And then we'll inhale, coming back up, just releasing the strap, and we'll change sides. So this time we're going to take that left foot towards us, opening out, pressing the foot into the thigh. You can also prop yourself up on a block for this pose as well if that feels comfortable. So just getting your strap ready if you'd like to use it. We'll inhale, reaching up, and then exhale, folding forward, just adjusting so the chest is coming down in the direction of the thigh. So keeping that upper body as straight as possible. We're
strap, just holding it in that right hand, bringing that elbow inside the leg. We're starting to rotate the upper body here. Or inhale, reaching up with the left arm, and exhale, folding over, looking up underneath, and if it feels okay, maybe even reaching towards the other side of the foot. Keeping both feet flexed. And then from here, we'll just release, just moving the strap out the way. We're going to take both feet onto the mat, keeping them hip width apart, hands behind, fingers facing forwards. We're going to inhale and lift. So we're coming into reverse tabletop. Just trying to make a straight line from the knees to the hips to the shoulders. And then exhale, coming back down into easy cross. So hopefully you've felt a difference in the hamstrings. Maybe just see how that feels as you go about the rest of the day. And I look forward to seeing you back for day 4.